Hey, what's up, guys? So I was working on designs for Mother's Day all morning, and I came across one design that I thought was pretty funny on Amazon. It was near the top of page one, so you know it's selling really well. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you the design because it is really funny. I guess you could probably squint and see it in this thumbnail behind me if you look hard enough. But I'm going to show you the full design in a second. We're going to analyze the current BSR, look at the sales projections, kind of guess where it may end up this year as it gets closer to Mother's Day, and we're going to analyze the data that's available from previous years as far as the BSR history and kind of look at how well it was selling then. And I'm going to show you how I went about creating 1,000 Mother's Day designs this morning. I'm going to show it all in this video. Sometimes I just feel inspired to talk about what I was working on today. That's what I'm doing today again for like the third day in a row. So let's get to it. Real quick, take a second to enter my weekly print-on-demand giveaway. 2 winners are selected every Sunday, and it's free to enter. This week sponsored by Merch Titans, Upload Automation, Merch Ninja Research Tools, All Sunsets Premium Graphics for your designs, and Bubble Scout, the only Redbubble niche research and validation tool. You can find a link in the description. Also, in the description, you can find a link to my print-on-demand 8-day mini course delivered via email, completely free, and a link to my print-on-demand Facebook group. If you guys aren't in there, you should join. All right, so what was it, 2 weeks ago, something like that, week and a half, I don't know, I'm losing track of time, but I recommended we start prepping for Mother's Day, and I didn't take my own advice. I think I waited till about now to start doing Mother's Day, but for me, you guys already know, I'm in tier 200,000 for Amazon merch, so what I really focus on doing is just keeping uploads in the queue until I max out my slots, because I'm going to tell you something you already know, but just a reminder. The more online real estate you occupy, the more money you will make. And those slots that I'm not filling up are making me $0. So obviously I want to fill them and figure out what's next after that. Honestly, I've got plenty of other stuff I want to work on, but I always feel like if I've got unused Amazon merch slots that I'm doing something wrong. So I spent this morning, among other things, working on about 1,000 Mother's Day designs. I'm going to show you exactly how I went about doing that towards the end of this video in the second half. But I also just wanted to show you that, yes, I did tell you Mother's Day was coming in top 5 niches of the week. And today, while I was doing my research, there was this one shirt that really had me laughing. And while I can't do anything with it as far as like scaling it out into multiple similar designs the way I like to do, I can just show you the design. So by the way, you notice I always like to remind you, like, from a design perspective, look how simple this is. This design says proud mother in big bold letters, and then underneath in kind of smaller text it says of a few dumbass kids. And it's funny. I mean, the sales speak for itself. And I also just like that as far as design goes, for this to be a bestseller, text only, right? And they did that contrast thing where they choose very specifically one shirt color, right? They're not offering it in 10 different colors. They said, nope, we're going to sell it on the heather gray and we're going to put black text. And I like to remind you guys when I see it, because it is something that I see relatively often. I mean, not all the time. It is very specific, but it's something that I do see every now and then amongst bestsellers. Now, I mentioned that we were going to look into some of the data available for this product listing because it has actually been on Amazon for, I think, over 2 years, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so it looks like, by the way, I can put a link in the description to everything I'm going to show you. So if you grab Helium 10, and you don't need to pay, you can grab the free version. You do need to make an account, but you don't have to put a credit card on file unless something changed. Grab the free version of Helium 10 and then log in. And then when you go to a product listing page on Amazon, you should see underneath it, it loads in this chart that shows historical BSR data. This shows you things like seasonality of any product on Amazon. Now, it's a lot more useful if you're selling like FBA products, which I do sell FBA, if you guys didn't know that. I do have an FBA business. I don't talk that much about it on YouTube because the YouTube algorithm doesn't promote those videos as much as it does when I talk print on demand. So but it's good for, you can see right here, there's some seasonality in this niche. Right before this product was initially listed on Amazon, well, right after, I should say. So, I mean, it looked like it was listed probably a couple weeks ahead of Mother's Day in 2019, but it still dropped down to a BSR of 18,700. Only weeks after being listed, most likely, assuming that Helium 10 was measuring back then, which they typically do have data beyond then. Then you can see the BSR kind of spikes, and every time you see like a jagged, you see it on the incline and then it drops. Then it inclines again, drops. Every time it drops, that's typically one sale. When you see it go from really high to really low and then back to really high, typically one sale. And it takes a lot of consecutive sales to bring it down low and maintain a low level, indicating higher sales velocity over that short span of time. Now, with the 18,700 BSR back in 2019, that's probably, if I had to guess, something in the range of like 5 sales a day, 5, 6, 7 sales a day. Now, I almost said 2018, as if we're going backwards. So the first year was 2019. The second year would then be 2020. And in 2020, last year, this listing now has a year of data behind it. And why does that matter? Because the Amazon algorithm there's no human behind the scenes deciding in real time what ranks where, right? This algorithm is determining what should rank where based on what's searched. And you bet that they look at previous data. Okay, this person came to Amazon, they typed in these keywords, they clicked this listing, and then they checked out and added to cart and purchased it. That signals to the algorithm, hey, if someone searches that again, maybe we should show them this listing because it just worked before. And what you get is, obviously, we went from 18,700 BSR in 2019 to now we have a year's worth of sales data. The next Mother's Day 2020, BSR of 4,512. Now, this could be in the range. I mean, typically I would just use Jungle Scout to find these actual projections. And I am going to show you Jungle Scout projection in a second. But since the BSR is different, right? We went from 18,700, 4,500, and then I'll show you what it is right now in a second. But my guess would be a BSR of 4,500. They're probably making like 30 sales a day, 30 to 35, I guess, 30 to 40 maybe, let's say, ballpark. That could be on the lower end too, by the way. But anyways, they were making a lot of sales. The lowest I've ever had a shirt is, I think, right around 2,400 BSR, if I recall. And that was back in 2017. And I think I sold like 80 shirts in a day on that day. So if I sold 80 at 24, then he probably makes like 40 to 50, let's just say 40 sales a day at 4,500. All right. And currently, this is right behind me, so I can't really duck out the way. I could hide myself if you want. The current BSR now is 44,933. And what's cool is we can guess how many sales they're doing, but since I am a paid subscriber to the Jungle Scout Amazon research tool, which I really recommend if you're doing Amazon FBA, if you're doing print on demand, it's all good. I don't think you need to pay for this thing, but it projects, and this is, according to a study that they conducted, but they're a trustworthy company. They had people volunteer their data, and they found that Jungle Scout was the most accurate tool. They found that at this BSR, it's doing about 15 sales a day. And wait, what BSR does it say it's at? Yeah, 47,539. So it says it's doing about 15 sales a day at this BSR, generating $7,178 of monthly revenue. Now, seeing that this is doing 15 sales a day, maybe we do need to revise the 4,500. But again, over time, this changes. As time moves forward, more products are in the catalog, and BSR represents how well something's selling relative to other products in that category. And if there's more products in the category, then a lower BSR carries more significance. So what I'm really trying to say, that was a long-winded way of saying that like 4,500 BSR in 2015 was less daily sales than it was in 2016, than it was in 2017, 18, 19, 20. Every year we move forward, this BSR, if it's the same, represents most likely higher sales velocity each year due to the increased competition in the category. So anyways, currently, again, just to reiterate, it's saying that this shirt is doing 15 sales a day, 450 sales a month, bringing in $7,178. And that is per the BSR right now. So again, this can easily change. We can check back in a week and we'll be another week closer to Mother's Day. And that BSR could go from, and I'm guessing this is going to happen, 47,000 probably down to like 10,000. And then as we get closer and closer, probably go down to like 4,000 again, maybe even lower. I'm just guessing, especially when I typed in like Mother's Day shirt and this thing was ranking near the top. It's just my guess. So it's poised, it's positioned really well heading into this major holiday. Now, I just wanted to show you too, they have brand registry on their listing. They are not selling through Amazon merch. They are selling through Seller Central as FBM. Actually, does it say Prime? No, it does not say Prime. So this is also FBM. So that's worth noting. And this could be like a solopreneur. This could be one guy that bought a t-shirt printing machine. Most likely that's not the case. They probably have some employees or at least one employee to do the printing, I would imagine, and then maybe the other person handles the digital side of things. But they have brand registry. That's also another feather in their cap, another check that they're doing something right. And now let me just shift and really quickly show you what I did this morning. So again, Mother's Day is coming up. I worked on Mother's Day shirts because I know, and by the way, I put a slant on my shirts. I'm just reminding you. I put a slant on the shirts that it's not tied to Mother's Day. Everything that I created, these designs, should see an increase in demand around the holiday, but also can easily sell throughout the year because they're not complete. It doesn't say Mother's Day on the shirt, put it that way. All right, so I used Vexels because I always like to remind you, I don't think I'm that strong of a graphic designer. And even if I was, it's so much easier and faster to just come to Vexels. They have world-class graphic designers. I can download any of these things and then pull them into, in this case, I used Photopea. You can open up PSD and AI files. So I don't have Illustrator installed on my machine. I can open the AI file in photopea.com and it works, and I can edit the layers. So these aren't just, they probably looks like they're just ready-made designs. They are, but they aren't. Like, you can still go in and edit them however you want. So for instance, you could grab a design like this, proud mom of a 2021 graduate, and you could edit out graduate and have it say something else, right? You can warp this a lot of ways. You could say proud mom of, and insert whatever comes to mind, 2 great kids, 3 annoying kids. What did the design I showed you say? You can take it a lot of different ways. So that's my recommendation if you're not a strong graphic designer or if you're short on time. Real quick, while it's on my mind, guys, like, just remember that in life, I'm getting off in a tangent here for 2 seconds. In life, I hate when things are boiled down to be like binary in nature, because most things are more complicated and not just 1 or 0, black or white, whatever. But in this case, it is binary. You can either get something done or not get something done. So if using Vexels shaves off a ton of time and allows you to get something done that wouldn't have otherwise been done, then use Vexels. It's an easy decision, right? So I'm just trying to say, think of these optimizations, refine your process, especially if you're just getting started. Just like, it's gonna suck for a little bit initially, but over time you keep iterating through, it gets easier. So just keep that in mind. All right, so as I was mentioning, you can just grab one of these designs. When you download it, you get like a JPEG, you get a PNG, you get an AI file. I pulled the AI file into Photopea because I wanted to do some edits that were going to be a lot easier if I could mess with the layers. And then from there, I used AutomatePOD, which is a Chrome extension that integrates with Photopea so that you can basically upload a list of things like daughter, son. So it could be like world's best mom to a daughter, world's best mom to a son. I don't know, things like that. You can do a lot with this. Obviously, I did a lot with it because I made 1,000 designs. So that's what I did today, guys. I'll put a link to everything in the description. Everything that I just mentioned has tutorials that accompany them. I don't want this video to go on forever. I just wanted to update you on what I did in my day and show you a really funny Mother's Day design. So thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe. If you're interested, check out my print-on-demand full course. There's a link in the description. Shows you everything I do step by step as if you're looking over my shoulder all day. I put literally everything in there. Nothing's hidden. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching till the end. I will see you tomorrow.